Master N, thank you for $5. Just realized more lore. You're technically the first second generation phase invader employee. Not that we know since you literally never talk about. I'm not. That's common misconception actually. I'm not. I'm not. Wait, first second generation phase invader employee. Oh, Technically, I'm a first. Technically, I'm a first of a second round. Yes. Well, it's hard because I think, and I'm not sure, she'd have to confirm this for me. I think Jelly was in talks first, but I think she was in talks possibly for Gen 3, like, I think she may have been in talks before me, but I was the first solidified and signed person in our debut group. But I can't actually confirm that, so I wouldn't. Don't spread it as gospel. It was Lumi, Jelly, Ember, and you, right? Lumi technically was her own batch, but we kind of just absorbed her. I feel like our signing time is close enough that we can all be one batch. So yeah, kidnap Jelly into Invader's Wish instead of Gen 3. Yeah. I mean, it was just... I actually was fine with being Gen 3. I actually did not want to come in as invaders because I didn't want to use my old IP. But Sakana wanted me to come in with my old IP. And so I just kind of wrote it into the lore. And so that's how that turned out. Of the same Disney model? No, he wanted a certain ode character that you don't really see it that much anymore. But yeah. What were we talking about before? Ozzy Osbourne, Secret Fudanshi. A certain slug. Yes. Other sea bug. Basically. But I have a time. I think I was just so tired of that IP, and a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened back then. That I don't really remember that. I didn't really remember that fondly at the time. So I just liked to have some separation between it. But yeah, I read that wrong. That's my mistake. I read that as the technical first, second generation phase employee, which I am not. And the reason I bring this up is everyone knows that I've helped out in staff board drop. Everyone knows, right? That I've helped out with staff at this point. And the secret to that is I was actually never supposed to be on staff. I was never actually supposed to be on staff. It basically was something that happened based on necessity. In what way? So I forget the exact situation, but sometime after my initial conversation with Sakana to come in as talent, I think he messaged me because there was some sort of graphic or merch stuff that he needed help with. I'm trying to remember what it was exactly, but it was something merch or graphic related that he needed help with. It might have been... Does anyone remember those Halloween hoodies we did a few years back? Here, let me pull it up. phaseconnect Halloween merch. Is that the stuff he was overpaying for? No, I helped with that stuff like far before I was onboarded. It was this. It was V's. The misspelled ones. Yes. Yes. Hold on 1 second. So V's. Ugh. So these things here, this hoodie here, Halloween hoodie, yes. Phaseconnect. Yeah, the very rare and valuable hoodies. I guess I can say this openly now. I always thought these were awful. I've always hated these hoodies. Before they were even available on the store, I hated these hoodies. But yeah, he sent me these. He sent me these because it was the first time FaZe was doing apparel, right? Right? Too generic? LOL, why? Because they're not marketable! Because they're not marketable! The whole basis of this hoodie, requires the buyers to be in on an in-joke. The design of these hoodies are based on an in-joke. The misspelling is based on an in-joke. I don't know the fucking in-joke. How many of you know the in-joke? Please raise your hand in chat. Please press 1 in chat. Please type 1 in chat if you understand the in-joke. I don't know the joke either. I don't get it. I don't actually. 1. 1, 2, 3. There are a total of 3, maybe 4 people here who understand the in-joke. But the whole basis of these hoodies were that they required you to understand some sort of in-joke. And I hate merch like that. I hate anything that requires you to understand an in-joke. So I never liked these hoodies. From concept, I never liked these hoodies. Sakura knows it apparently. But yeah, I think that's around the time I actually came on staff. Is he needed help with the graphic and preparing the file, I think, for manufacturing, because it was the first time FaZe was doing apparel, and I had some experience due to my day job. He's not even a mod. LOL. Technically, he shouldn't even be allowed to type in chat. But yeah, he needed help with, I think, file conversion or something. And while I was doing that, he just kind of asked me to do a bunch of other things. And then at that point, I was just like, and then there was Valentine's. We'll get to Valentine's Day! And then he needed help with a bunch of other things. And then he kept coming back to ask for help on things. And so eventually, I was at this point getting fed up with my job, with my day job. So I was trying to get out. And conveniently, I got laid off like 2 months later. Conveniently. I did get another day job eventually. But I have a job I was working at the time. I was getting really fed up. So I offered at this point, like, hey, if you need like temp help for staff, like I can do it like part-time. Like I can help out. Because Mumi, who was the only manager at the time, and she was getting pretty stressed out. So that's when I stepped in, and basically, I think the first thing I officially helped with as staff was some sort of someone's karaoke or something. Someone's birthday or karaoke. And yeah, basically what I'm trying to say, I officially stepped in as staff way later than most people assume. Like lore-wise, people think I've been here forever. And it was basically just whatever odd jobs or management work or merch work needed to be done on the fly is what I was put in charge of. There were a few talents that I did more work for than others, but it was more or less just because my working style was preferable to them. Because if you give me work, I'll probably just do it on the spot, which pros and cons to that, right? Pros and cons to that. Yeah, you just existed around and helped, but not an official manager. Kind of. Even then, people assumed that I was doing work for Phase way before I came anywhere near doing work for Phase. But that would be about the period I joined it in. The doormat style? No, it's just like if it's a minor task, if it's gonna take me 10 minutes, I might as well just do it then. Right? Like, I'm not gonna just like, okay, I'll add it to the docket, I'll add it to my Kanban list. If it's a 10-minute task, I'll do it. I'm really fast with graphics. Like, I wouldn't say I'm the best graphic designer, but if you work commercially, you get really fast. So if they needed graphics on the fly, it was like easy to ask me, basically. Yeah. Dizzy was a consultant. No, I wasn't. That's another misconception. So people take it like super, some people took it like super like officially, but essentially, because I knew Sakana before I joined Phase. Here and there, because I've been in the industry longer, he would ask for my opinion or ask about certain things, like, oh, how do you go about like covers and MVs and stuff. And so it would just be very casual chatting. But people assumed that I was like the shadow manipulator in the company for years on end. It's not that deep. It was not that deep. Basically, to quote you from the Pippa collab, I was trapped in the car while he vented about everything. Yes. An unpaid consultant. Okay, I don't think you guys know what consultant work looks like. I don't think you guys know what consultant work looks like. The conversation would basically go like this. Yeah, I just paid like $700 for this really minute task. Me. That's fucking stupid. Here's a guy who would do it for you for 100. And that's how those conversations went. You do seem to have a lot of pull in Phase, though, just say. That's because people vastly overplay it. That's only because people vastly overplay my influence. I'm just a girl. I'm literally just a girl. So that's the lore about what I did as staff, I guess.